up, Closer Nation? Welcome to this week's edition of Whiteboard Wednesday. I'm going to talk to you about one of the biggest challenges that faces salespeople right now, and that's the follow-up. But before we get into that, I want to talk to you about something that's like very near and dear to my heart. You see, I used to have this mentor back in the day, and he always had like these cool catchphrases. You ever meet a cat like that? He's got like the coolest little catchphrases and stuff. And he used to say, alignment takes precedent over assignment. So you've probably heard me on the THC podcast and write about it on hardcorecloser.com, and maybe even I've made a few videos here about it. But I believe in like a divine coder. I don't want to argue religion or anything like that with you, but I believe there's some divine entity that coded this planet with numbers, because everything around us is based on math, right? Well, I believe that coder assigned you a numerical value on this planet, and it's your duty to do whatever you were coded to do, right? Well, most people, they get on drugs, they get on alcohol, they get addicted to sex, they get addicted to lying, they get addicted to all sorts of weird stuff, and they never live out that assignment. But here's what I do know: if you get with the right people at the right place with the right time, the right things will happen for you, which is why alignment takes precedent over assignment. You think, well, what in the hell is he going on a tirade about this shit for? Because I want to align with you. I've built a network, an alignment, we'll call it, of people who are doing billions of dollars in combined production annually. Now, I know that sounds like a lot, but I've got 7 loan officers alone out of 508 members at this active time, 508 active members at this time. 7 loan officers do 9 figures each. So just in those 7 out of 508 people, we have 7, if they just do barely 9 figures, we have 700 million in production just between those 7 people. And really, I know that one of them does $200 million a year, so we could just call it 800. You see what I'm saying? But I want to align with you. I want to get you in my network. Never mind the training, never mind the funnels, never mind the sales process, never mind the scaling, all the fancy stuff, the newsletters, the events, never mind all of that. I want you to think about the network. Because we've all heard plenty of times your net worth is in your network. Well, I've built a network that can help you have the net worth that you want. Billions of dollars annually in business being done in this group, and I'd like to invite you. The name of the group is Break Free Academy Entourage. You can find out all the details, everything that's included, and here's what you need to know. It's the network that I've built for you. Just go to breakfreeacademy.com/entourage. Join us, work with us, and let's grow together. All right, so let's talk about the biggest thing that's facing salespeople today. If there was one question that I have been asked more than any other question in the history of me being in the sales game, it's how do you follow up? And here's what I do know. As long as you have a system, it will work. How about that? The problem is it never works if you don't have any system. But as long as you have any kind of system and you're following up, it works. My friend Brandy Whitmire, she's a loan officer in Dallas, Texas. She is a high producing loan officer in Dallas, Texas. She's got a follow-up system that's flawless. It's completely different than mine. And she's only reaching out to customers 4 times a year through her process. But it works, and she does upwards of 10, sometimes $20 million a month in mortgage production from having a follow-up system. Do I think it's the best? I think it's awesome, and it works for her. And so do I think mine's the best? No, I think it's awesome, and it works for us, which means it'll work for you. So if you don't have a system, and you don't have a follow-up process at all, like this is for you. So take notes as you watch this and implement it. And try, just try to implement it and not get people to respond. It's fucking impossible. All right, so let's talk. First thing is there's 2 types of follow-up devices that we're doing, right? A lot of people, they get caught up in face-to-face or driving back to someone's house. What do you knock on somebody's door, collect their information only to go back to their house? It doesn't make any damn sense, right? It doesn't make any sense. You close them on the spot or you close them on the phone. You don't have to go back to face-to-face, but there's 2 devices that you should be doing follow-up on. And so we're gonna talk about the phone and the computer because those are the devices you should be doing follow-up on. You like my illustrate? I was like, check me out being smart enough to draw a space bar in there, right? Like be a little artist and shit. So anyway, so we're gonna talk about the path on the phone first. So listen, before we get into all this, I know you're gonna be like, well, my business is different, man. We don't do that, or we can't do. Knock it off. Just let's hear me out. Try this shit, and I promise you people will make contact with you. Okay, so this is what you do on day 1, on the phone, your smartphone, mind you. The first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna send a text. Listen, 93% of all phone calls go unanswered. Why in the hell would you be calling people and they don't know who you are? If 93% of all phone calls from people they know go unanswered, what in the hell makes you think that you got a shot of them answering a stranger's phone call? I tell you this, if I look your number up and you don't show up on Google, I just block people on the phone. Like, I type in the number, I don't know, I plug it into Google. If it don't show up, I block them. Because like, if you so mysterious that Google don't even know who the fuck you are, I'm not messing with you, right? So first thing that you want to do on the phone is you want to send a text. Nobody's answering the phone, but yet everybody's reading text. So you're going to send a text first. And I know some of you are going, well, I call from my corporate phone, man, and I don't want my clients to have my cell phone. Why, you don't like money? You don't want your clients to have your mobile phone number? You don't like money? Oh, you're just trying to leave sales at work. Oh, sales is a 9-to-5 thing for you. I remember my first part-time job too, sweetheart. It's going to be okay. We're going to eventually place you down in the engineering department with the rest of the 9-to-5ers that never realize any of their dreams, right? Oh, but they put numbers together really well. Anyway, so you're going to text first, right? From your fucking personal phone. Because here's the deal. When you leave the office, that phone that is the corporate phone is still sitting there. You miss a call, you miss a sale. When they call your cell phone, guess what? You go outside to smoke a cigarette, smoke a joint. You go outside to spit game to your girl, argue with your wife. You go outside, you go to the bathroom to take a piss. Whatever the case, you got your cell phone with you. You can't miss sales. It's mind-boggling that it's 2017 and people still hit me up and be like, well, I don't want to text people because I don't want to have my personal phone number. Why? You don't like money? You don't like money? All right, just give it to me. I'll take it. If you don't want it, it's okay. I'll save you the hassle. All right? So you're going to send them a text. About an hour later, you're going to call them. But in the text, you're going to let them know that you'll be calling. So all you're doing is you're keeping your word. The text message could say, hey, it's Ryan Stewman with Hardcore Closer. I got your information. I want to help you out. I'll be calling you in an hour. Unless you would prefer to text, let me know. And at that point, I'm going to call in an hour. I'm going to honor my word unless they've asked me to text. But all we're doing right here is we're trying to get them to respond. That's it. That's all follow-up is. It's eliciting a response. See, oftentimes we think that, oh, we get a follow-up and then they close. No, that's not the case. We follow up, we get a response. Okay? That response is the sell. Okay? The next thing, we're going to follow up again. We're going to get another response. That brings us closer to the close, but it's just another sale. And the closing is a grand finale in a series of smaller sales. And so we've got to keep making these series of smaller sales in order to get to the closing, in order to build up to the grand finale. When the fireworks are going crazy, it took a lot of little bottle rockets and single shots to get us there, right? So then the third thing we're going to do on day one is we're going to send them, and I know you guys are going to knock me on this shit too, but hear me out. We're going to send them a LinkedIn request with a personal message. And we're going to request them on Facebook as well. Oh, man, Facebook's just for my friends. I don't want my clients to know me on Facebook. What kind of bullshit are you putting on Facebook that you don't want people to know that you're posting? Are you a troll? If you're a troll, please turn this video off. I hate trolls. I don't want trolls. Trolls, they trolls, whatever. Like, no, right? Like, you should be connected to people. Facebook is a place for people. You should be connected to other people. Unless you don't like money, in which case you can just give it to me and I'll save you the hassle. So day two, you're going to send out a slide dial. If you don't know what a slide dial is, that's when it doesn't ring their phone, it goes directly to voicemail. They just get a notification that says that they have a voicemail, and you don't have to talk to them, and you're going to leave them a message. And then about an hour later, you're going to text them. Not 5 minutes later, not 10 minutes later, an hour later, you're going to text them. And then by the end of the day, so let's say you hit them up with a slide dial at 10 a.m., and then you hit them up with a text at 11. At about 4 p.m., you're going to send them a Facebook or, not both, a Facebook or a LinkedIn message. So if they connected with you on LinkedIn, that's fine. Just send them another LinkedIn message. If they connected with you on Facebook, send them another Facebook message. It's that simple. Day three, what we're going to do is we're going to start out by sending them a text. The same thing is, hey, I just wanted to make sure that XYZ was still for you. If not, just let me know. And then when they say, oh, no, I'm not interested anymore, then you can start selling them back into, but we're trying to get the communication going. Then, middle of the day, you're going to hit them with another slide dial voicemail. Then at the end of the day, we're going to comment on one of their posts on LinkedIn or Facebook. And when I mean comment, we're going to go to their wall, we're going to see what they've posted, and we're going to leave a comment on them. All we're doing is letting them know that we're there and we're watching. Right? And you might say, well, that's creepy as fuck. Well, if you don't like money, then by all means, just give it to me. Okay? Day four. Okay? This is the kicker right here. Because listen, I do know this about follow-up. It takes on average 12, right? I got the little hand motion. Anyway, it takes 12 follow-up attempts on average for someone to become familiar with you. And we know that people buy from people they know, like, and trust. So the first thing you've got to do is get them to become familiar with you by getting them to know you. The only way that they're going to know you is if you constantly follow up with them. Now, you're not begging for business. You don't sound like a needy douchebag fucking used car salesman, like, hey, just come on in down to Stan's parking lot today. Like, you ain't got none of that, right? What you're doing is you're positioning yourself to be that helpful person that's trying to get them the results that they want, right? And again, the result they want is not a mortgage, they want a house, right? The result they want is that they don't want a drill, they want a hole. And so day 4, we're gonna comment on a post again, right? Different post, not the same post. We're gonna go and we're gonna comment. If we commented here on LinkedIn, we're gonna comment here on Facebook, okay? Because we're gonna switch it up. We're gonna let them know that we're everywhere, like the all-seeing eye, the pineal gland has been opened on you. And so then we're gonna send them a DM. It's like, hey, I really enjoy your post on here. You're an inspirational person. I can't wait to help you with XYZ that I sell. And at the end of the day, we're going to send them a text. And so after this is done, 4 days, if you have no contact, we're going to repeat this process until these motherfuckers respond to us. We're going to get somebody's attention. You heard me, right? This is what we're going to do. So we're going to send it back. It might take 12 days, but at the same time, we're also running game from a computer. So on day 1 from your computer, you're going to send an email. Okay, you're going to send an email. So notice I never mention email in any of this. So you're going to send an email from your computer, and then you're going to tag them in an Instagram pic. What I like to do is I have an Instagram account where I tag people in it in the stories, right? It's easy to find anybody's Instagram handle. Even if it's a private account, they still get alerted when you tag them in a story. So I make a video and I tag them in a story on my burner account. It works awesome, right? I mean, that's a little hack for you guys to learn here. And no, you don't need to know what my burner account is. Day 2, we're going to send them another email because that's going to be a common theme. That's what the computer's for. And we're going to tag them in a tweet, right? So we're going to tweet their handle. Now, maybe you say, well, my customer doesn't have a Twitter. First of all, there's 400 million people on Twitter. They probably do. You're probably full of shit. And second of all, if they don't, their company definitely does. So tweet their company, okay? Day 3, another email, and then we're going to tag them on LinkedIn again, right? So we're going to post a motivational picture or an article about them or how you can't wait to help them, something on LinkedIn. Day 4, we're going to send them an email, and then we're going to send them a direct message with an article related to somebody who got their results or related to something to them. It could be a news article. It could be an article that you got from some clickbait site. It could be your own article that you wrote, but whatever, you're going to give them something of value, and then you're going to repeat this process again. Now, here's what I know. Some of you watching this are like, that's entirely too much follow-up. I made $2 million last year, and I'll probably make somewhere around 6 by the time it's over this year. And I want to tell you, this is how I do it. So all ego aside, if you're not pulling in $6 million this year and you're not following up aggressively like this, then again, I'll say it for the last time, just give me your money because I'll take it because you're fucking wasting it in sales, right? Harold and them, they're hiring at all times. They need somebody who's got $250,000 worth of college debt that wants to work for $40,000 a year for the rest of their life. I can introduce you to those people if you want. They don't like me, but I can introduce you to them, okay? But at the same time, this is not aggressive follow-up. At no point did I say, give me your business, bitch. You know, at no point did I say, buy or die. I didn't say any of that, right? What I did was I said, text them, call them, let them know. Be cool about it. Be yourself about it. Be authentic, but you got to follow up. And it's not that we're on their nerves, right? And it's not that we're in their face because they're refusing to buy from us. It's that we live in a busy world. You got to drop your ego in sales. We live in a busy world. Their attention's distracted. You've probably looked at your phone 5 fucking times since we started doing this video, right? You've probably nodded off out of this video trying to watch it, wanting to watch it. You probably nodded off at least 5 times. It's okay. I'll forgive you. But here's the thing. We got to stay in front of these people. If not, somebody else will get their attention and you'll be, as Conor McGregor says, fooled, right? So, hey, listen, if you enjoy this, if you're willing to follow up, leave a comment, hit the thumbs up button on YouTube, share this on Facebook, and follow this, and try not to get in touch with somebody. Try. It's almost impossible, right? This is 100% foolproof. You do all this shit for 8 days, they're going to contact you. They might tell you to fucking leave them alone, or they might tell you to fucking they're ready to buy. Which is it going to be for you? Later.